You got to do it with a smile on your face. Uh, I, I I ran out of memory because I've been sharing a lot of stuff over the last night. Just whatever comes to me, right? At some point in time, I got to throw this phone in the ocean and maybe get one of them old. They used to be called Obama phones, which means the only reason I need this phone, and this is true. The when I first picked up one of those phones, one of those cheap ass ones, I realized that the only reason, it's just like my father used to remind me. Um, he was a brilliant engineer. Form follows function. Okay, so what are you holding this in memory for? In case I need it. Why would I ever need that? In case of an emergency, break glass. No, don't break glass. Now we're back under fire. Yeah, there's this big ass spirit of fire in me, right? So the spirit of fire is going to respond to your emergency. So I had to write this down because otherwise I just forget it. It's called I did a video a little bit. I don't remember when I did it. It just came to me and it just came out of me. That's how the spirit of fire communicates. It is in that light that is purified. It's called feeling the energy in spirit form. So I left off where I ran out of memory when I'm in the garage, okay, with a friend of mine that I've smoked dope with, right? That doesn't mean that you can trust him, okay? But that used to be the standard. Hey, if you smoke dope with this guy, you can trust him because if he smoked dope, that means he's one of us. No, that's not how it works. Not with the CIA, it isn't. Not with the way that map readers work. Everything is transparent anyway. You got to understand that, okay? Guardian work. If you're a guardian in spirit form, okay, what happened is that the spirit that is in the energy, which is what love is, which is a lot of fire, will read the spirit form in other energy. Okay. This is what I remember because I'm going to pull the image up. It's on record. I could even tell you what he was wearing. He was wearing, like, if you remember those Pacific Trail jackets that used to be sold in different stores, but usually they were considered to be high-end because they were not cheap by Electron standards. Right? So if you wanted a Pacific Trail jacket and it had like a nice liner in it, I used to have one that had, it was very colorful, actually. But it had a liner that kept you warm, like a windbreaker. Right? So they were nice jackets with a nice zipper. So in other words, it was quality in that it wouldn't break down. The radiation wouldn't break down and then just all of a sudden disappear on you. Oh, it's gone. Biodegradation. Like your energy field biodegrades. Hey, I'm a biodegradable unit. Yeah, it's just biodegradable. A vessel, a biodegradable vessel. So in this particular case, this is how we learn. We learn through experience, right? The relationship that we have in spirit form energy. I did call out all the spirits yesterday. Man, was I grounded to the rock, to that tree, to the mycelium network, all across the entire cosmos at a cosmic level. Calling all the spirits. Let's bring out all the living spirits. It's in living energy. You'd be surprised the impact that has. When you're a purifier, absolutely. So I can feel it within me right now. It's just like, whoa, light it up. Light up the entire cosmos. Cosmic level cycle. Atom cycle. Atom cycle. Atom cycle. Atom cycle. They eventually get rid of what doesn't serve atoms that cycle. With an enormous amount of fire, by the way. So this particular day, I went out to the car and I went well, this is exactly the way it went down. Okay. I'm not going to, even though we can rearrange what happened then, I'll pull the image up. Here, now I'm pulling up the film. Pull the film up, mama. Okay. Here it is. He asked me, I said, listen, I have a standard rule. I do not make a transaction between money and plants. Plants and money medicine. No, this is plant medicine for money. The money is not the medicine. The plant is the medicine. The money is blood money. Uh-oh. I'm willing to accept blood money, and I'm giving you plants that come from mama for free. Ooh, that went right over our heads, didn't it? I know. Now we can get into the Silver Legion and replicator technology, which operates off of AI, because anything that is memory driven, in which you can self-replicate something that was experienced before, here you go. Okay. You want to self-replicate a bag of potato chips? Hey, that's another API interface with artificial intelligence that'll give you a bag of potato chips here. What value does that have? None. Now we're back to zero. I know. You know, this is when you're 4 years of age and somebody asks you, what has the greatest value? Love does. I am what love is. That means the fire is always lit. When you're a 4-year-old child and you're a monopole, that's what you're measuring. You're measuring what has the greatest value. And energy. Love has the greatest value in energy. What are you in energy? I am what love is. Okay? I was telling everybody this when I was a teenager living in Orange County. What are you? I am what love is. I'm a love energy being. I'm a spiritual being that is what love is. What more do you need to know? End of story. That's called the Archaic Revival. Terence McKenna got that right. Silent running. A silent motor. Did you say silent motor? Yeah. You hear any of those ships up there? Feel the wind, baby. Feel the spirit in that wind. Feel the spirit in that fire. Whoa, that's warm. Thank you for that in the cold. The spirits are always taking care of you. Living spirits are always taking care of you. Okay. So now I'm picturing myself telling him, okay, I know you, Mike. Now, you might know this guy, but I don't know this guy, okay? Even though I can read his energy. But that came later. So I said, okay, Mike, since I know you, I'll sell it to you. Okay? Because I know you're not a cop. You're not a gatekeeper for the underworld. I know that much. So I'll tell you what. I'll make the transaction with you. I'll give you some plants, right? You can give me the money. But let's just put it this way. You don't know this, but I can read that energy. And I'm not ever going to do a transaction with that energy. I don't do business with that energy because that's underworld energy. Whoa. Yeah, that's a gatekeeper. Westgate keeper. Otherwise known as the White Rabbit Keeper. Remember the arrow? Look at the clock. Look at the clock. The rabbit in the clock. Alice. Alice in Wonderland. One pill makes you larger. One pill makes you smaller. Now run the scales. How big you want to be? I can't see. I can still see the colors. Green. What a diamond green that was yesterday when I closed my eyes. Wow. Yeah, Mama. You better believe it. So as it finally went down, the way this story sort of goes is that I said, okay, the transaction's only going to take place between you and me, the plants and the money. Okay. And then it was always natural for me, since that money represented electrons by those that feed on us, keep it in circulation, baby. Just keep it in circulation. Keep it in circulation. So that's why as a child, I want to keep everything in circulation. Keep all those electrons moving, and then that becomes a distribution table in water columns in water worlds on a planetary consciousness terrain. I know, and I've been doing that since I was a little kid. Keep those electrons flowing so the world is in balance between the poles. You're a single pole. I know. I got to slow down, and my energy will just really start to get out of hand here, and I can't allow that to happen. Not yet. That's why I'm breathing a lot. Breathing with Mama. Sun's out. I probably ought to go out and do that again, although I got to be careful. I got to slow my speed down. Breathe, baby. Breathe. Slow it all down. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Okay, so as the story goes, we were in the garage. That's where I read his energy, because I didn't know the guy. Okay, so there were a number of different people that were in his garage. This was right across the street from Foothill High School. Okay, I mean, this is when I was a sophomore. Okay, first of all, you know, the school is a prison compound. You know, when they started putting up the fences around the schools. Okay, the idea is to get your mind to lock yourself into the prison that you already know that you created by virtue of the same. Okay. So I was introduced to teachers that when I first came to school, and I had long hair, right? And they said, hey, in order for you to come into our prison camp, you got to cut your hair so you're one of us. You know what that is, right? Why it's like that? That's called two balls and a penis. You get the penis. No, but I'm also a flower. The flower crown. I'm a flower. So in other words, I'm not an order follower. So what I did is that, hey, a truant officer is going to be chasing after you. You know what I actually did? I went down to the beach that day and said, okay, see ya. I got better things to do than to fuck with these people. Because it happened to be that at the beginning of the school year, somebody painted Nazi swastikas, big ass spray paint all over the inside of that school. A bomb went off inside of the library. Somebody took a .50 caliber M1 machine gun on the inside of the gymnasium. And the guy who was the vice president, who was apparently carrying out these Nazi tactics and strategy, right? His name was Golub. Yeah, Golub, I believe was his number. And he was the vice principal, and a bomb was set to go off in his office. And the Orange County Sheriff's Department found it like 8 minutes before it was set to go off. Well, this must have been a military operation. Where would somebody get an M1 machine gun? A Browning, right? Right? Archie's Restaurant, Newport Beach, California. Ever heard of Martin Bormann? Head of the Nazi Party? Wow, really? Adolf Hitler? Them folks? Solomon's Legions, Demons Legion, Saul, Sphere of Light, Mon, Suleiman. So anyway, in the garage, what ended up happening is that I said, okay, Mike, I'll sell it to you. And so I made the money transaction with the marijuana strictly to Mike. Okay, so that means between me and him, and between nobody else. Okay, so then what ends up happening is sometime later, because it was called a roundup. You know what a roundup is with cowboys that wear cowboy hats, right? Indians don't wear cowboy hats. Oh, but they can if they want to. A chief wears feathers. Eagles, right? Eagles. Eagles are reconnaissance. But that's the real surveillance. Okay? Just like a wolf is. Okay? Avatar, the movie Avatar. Okay. You want to know something? Ask a wolf. Tarzan and Jane. Everything that's out in that jungle listens to the call of the one. That's right. All the spirits hear the call of the one. Tarzan and Jane joined as one, and then you have a little child, remember, yeah, running around in a little skirt. Right? Swinging from the ropes. Remember the Great Ape? That's the story with Gaia. You better believe it. From whence we came, Eden. That's right. That's the story of Eden. Because you see in those stories with Johnny Weissmuller, who was, as I remember, an Olympic swimmer, and he could take down a crocodile. Remember, he used to wrestle with crocodiles. Right? And so he became the protector. He was protecting everything that was alive and living in nature. Tarzan and Jane were. That's a mother and a father looking after everything that is in Eden, huh? Yeah. So, as it turned out, you know what a pink slip is? Pink. That's why it's pink. That's why they reverse everything, inverted. Knock, 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 knock. 3 o'clock in the morning, I get woken up. They waited. They waited to come and knock on my door until I turned 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Ooh, they're coming to get 9. 3 and 9. 3 and 1. 1 and 3. They come to get the 1. The one law. We're going to put the law in jail because we're the law. No, you're not. So they served a pink slip. And that's called the indictment. Okay, so I stood my ground, which mentally meant I didn't break any laws. Okay, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in your courtroom. You're the criminals. So as it turned out, they kept wheeling and dealing with me. Listen, we got to get some money out of this somehow. Okay, so they tried to get me for a felony. A felon, an FE, which is iron on. FEL, L on. The L's are on. The L. Okay, so what happened out of that is that we said, okay, this is how it's going to work. See, if you want to go into a county jail and you want to work off some of your time, then you got to cut your hair. Okay, so I refuse to do that. Right? Okay, so you're just going to sit in a cage. And so what did? I read Kon-Tiki. Go read the story of Kon-Tiki. Go put your consciousness into that story. right? And that's a beautiful story of how nature works. You know, I'm always with mom. I'm always with the real world. I'm always with nature. Yep, you better believe it. A nature boy and a nature girl. So they gave me 4 or 5 days. 9. Now we're back to 9, Sector 9. Yep. And then they said, see ya. These are the stories that we tell of what it's like to be in the underworld. The gatekeepers, right? So you know this is not our home world. Okay. We're free spirits. That's what love is. Love is a free spirit. Love is a free spirit. That's a spirit that's on fire. Bye.